Case School of Engineering has had a proud 140-year tradition of educating nerds. And as I look out into the audience today, I see a lot of high standardized test scores. This image of the nerd hasn't stood up for a while, but let's face it, these days, nerds are cool. Nerds are going to space. Nerds are customizing medicine to treat individual patients. Nerds are collaborating across the sciences like never before. Nerds are what everyone wants to be. So, it is time to cast off this antiquated image and celebrate our lives. So Case does have a proud 140-year tradition of educating nerds, but not just any nerds, some of the best nerds in the world. And you are now part of that tradition. So I, in my infinite wisdom, are here on behalf of the Case Alumni Association to impart some advice to you as you begin on your engineering journey here at Case Western Reserve. So let's start out by getting my slides to advance, because, you know, I was goofing off earlier, but now it's actually not working. There we go. Case Alumni Association, where your classes leave off, we are just getting started. Because even though you may not realize it yet, even though you've only been on this campus for a matter of hours or days, you are already members of the Case Alumni Association. Here at the university, you are represented by two very special alumni associations. The Case Western Reserve University Alumni Association represents all students at CWRU. Humanities, sciences, music, you name it, everybody. And they're here for a lot of cool events throughout the year to help you along through the rest of your schooling and the rest of your life. But the Case School of Engineering, we are your professional association, Case Alumni Association. So we are here to help you on your professional journey. As you're looking for internships or co-ops or a job, or to figure out what is engineering and what do I want to do? Do I want to be an engineer? Do I have the aptitude to be an engineer? There are people, over 25,000 members, stretching back decades, that have sat in the same seat you have. I sat in the same seat you have in 1995 and listened to a much more boring presentation than hopefully this one will be. But I'm going to impart some words of advice for you as you begin to navigate this journey through the Case School of Engineering. And first of all, learn to communicate. And I don't mean talk. A lot of you know how to talk, but some of you might be introverts. But even if you're an introvert, there's a lot of things you can do to learn to communicate. And so one of the things that I'm going to recommend you do, probably nobody else has given me this advice so far, is when you have elective space in your schedule, I recommend you take a class on improv theater. I can see some people cringing. Some theater people in the audience. Okay, well here's the thing. Improv theater teaches you how to organize your thoughts on the fly. It teaches you to get over your fear of public speaking. It teaches you to be able to adapt and to think really quickly. And so even if it's not improv theater, if it's some other class, if it's engineering communications, if you join Toastmasters, which is a group that teaches and helps you get over public speaking, anything you can do to learn how to communicate is only going to make you a better engineer. Because if you think you're going to sit in a cubicle and just do math all day long, well, I got really bad news for you, because you are going to have to sell your ideas to everybody out there. You're going to have to sell it to the people who have money. You're going to have to sell it to the customers who have a problem you need to solve. You're going to have to sell it to governments who may need some major engineering challenge addressed. You've got to be able to communicate your knowledge and communicate what you found. And so if you don't know how to communicate, you will definitely not get as far in your career as the people who have. So take advantage of the next 4 years. This is kind of low stakes, low consequence. This is life on easy mode, or at least career on easy mode. So as you go through your schooling, take advantage of all of the opportunities you can to learn how to communicate. And due to the times we are living in, I have some additional slides this year. And I think that, first of all, it's really important to mention to respect ideas from all identities. Because right now we become so polarized in this world, there's so much going on, that sometimes when someone we don't like says something to us, we have a tendency to dismiss it. And you know what? There's still a lot of engineers, there's still a lot of scientists, there's still a lot of people out there that have problems that need to be solved. And so just because you may not agree with someone 100% of the time doesn't mean that you as an engineer shouldn't listen to their ideas. And listen like an engineer. What does that mean? Well, when you listen like an engineer, you are listening to the actual problem that someone has. I cannot tell you in this day and age of venture capital and private equity, the number of solutions that are out there searching for a problem. It's all too easy as an engineer to fall in love with some idea and pursue it to the ends of the earth, only to find out that nobody wants it and nobody needs it. So listen like an engineer. Keep your ears open, keep your brain alert, and find those problems out there in society and the world that need to be solved. Tip number 2, learn to fail. You're all going to fail at some point. And I don't just mean classes, but maybe that'll happen too. But somewhere along the line, if you are not failing, you're not trying hard enough. Because not everything in the sciences and engineering works out, particularly on the first try. And you know what? If you're out there in your career, you've gotten your dream job, everything's going swimmingly for you, and the very first project they put you on is the one that you fail at, trust me when I say that that's going to be a lot more impactful than if you push the limits here at Case and learn how to fail. Because there's constructive ways to do it. Brush yourself off, get back up. I know it sounds really cliche, but when you fail here at the university level, the consequences are pretty minimal. You're here to learn. We expect you to fail at some level. We want you to fail at some level because we want you to be trying something new. And if you never try something new, you're never going to fail. And if you never fail, you never learn how to fail. And if you don't know how to fail, you won't be as successful as the people who are. So learn how to fail. And I will also add some caveats to this one. First of all, expertise demands humility. I am willing to bet that by your very presence in this room today, you were all near the top of your class. You got pretty good grades. You may have outstripped all the classes in a particular field that your school had, and maybe you had supplementary or independent study, or maybe you went to college a little bit early. But you know what? Expertise demands humility. If you are not willing to admit to yourself and others the things that you don't know, you're going to eventually reach a cul-de-sac where you've boxed yourself into a corner, and things are going to go pretty badly for you. So make sure that you approach this one with some humility. Recognize the things you don't know and strive to learn them, as opposed to just pretending, oh, that's easy, I'll figure it out later. And second, discomfort is part of growth. You're going to encounter a whole bunch of things that probably don't make you comfortable in your classes, in your life, being out in the city, going to parties, meeting new people, all of the stuff that you are going to do over the next 4 years, I guarantee you, are not going to be 100% stress-free. And honestly, it'd be pretty boring if they were. So, discomfort is part of growth. Remember that just because you're uncomfortable, just because you feel like you've been pulled out of your comfort zone, doesn't mean there isn't something to be learned there. So, learn how to fail, approach it with humility, accept that discomfort, learn how to power through. And last but not least, learn to network. Now, I know many of you probably would like to believe that we live in a universe where it's a strict meritocracy. The better people, the people with more skills, the people with more knowledge, get all the opportunities, get all the jobs, get all the money. Unfortunately, that is not the world we live in. And I don't mean that in a discouraging way, like there's unethical or shady things happening out there. But if you don't know how to network, how do you get your name out there? When someone has an opportunity, when someone has an idea, when someone has a problem looking for a solution, if they don't know you exist, how can they come to you with that opportunity? How can they think, boy, so-and-so, I'll bet you they would be really good for this project, or I'm going to ask them a question because I bet you they know the answer. So learn to network. It's very cliche, but look to your left, look to your right. There is a very good probability that not only will these folks be classmates and lab mates, but you're probably going to be working together at some point. Or if you're not working together, you're going to remember them, and you're going to have an opportunity come up for them, or they're going to have an opportunity come up for you. So start to network. Utilize your time on campus the next 4 years to meet people, meet fellow students, meet the faculty, meet companies that come to campus. Go out, get internships, get co-ops, meet as many people as you can, and use this next 4 years to build your network. Because even when there's nothing at all shady going on, who you know still matters. And you want to be in the good books with as many people as you possibly can. But fortunately, we are here to help you with that. Because the Case Alumni Association is here, and when you ask for help, we can give it. What does that mean? Well, we've got, like I said, 25,000 members that are here. We can help you with mentoring. We can help you with career advice. We can help you with networking and introduce you to other people. We can help you even with scholarships when you get to your junior, senior level, or if you have something going on between now and when you're a junior, come to the Case Alumni Association and talk to us. We might be able to help. Campus activity support. You want to start a club or you join a club that needs funding for something? Come on us. Come on over. Talk to us. We might be able to help. There are 25,000 people out there that now have a shared experience with all of you. We know what it's like. We've been there. And so when you ask for help, we will give it. So I hope you come and ask for help and get to know the Case Alumni Association. I am one of many, and we are more than willing to talk anytime. So remember that where your classes end, we are just getting started. Thank you for your time on behalf of the Case Alumni Association. Welcome to Case.